Welcome to Mediocre Man Theater and our continuing presentation of an RPG with no memory. Today, our hero decides that he's going to do some branching. He's all set and he gets ready to program once again. Again, he's armed with his own book that he wrote, C++ with Miyoshi. He's got his integrated development environment open to Visual Studio, which is Visual Studio, and he's doing his project. And he also has YouTube and GitHub open as part of his tools for his learning. As he relearns to code, he decides, oh wait, there is a project that I don't know how to do yet. I don't know how to branch. And so he goes back and he does some branching using ifs and switches. He creates a brand new project that is one of the assignments that his students do, which is creating a choose your own adventure where they get 3 choices in the beginning and then they get 3 choices inside each of those 3 choices to have 9 possible endings to their fun little stories. And so he gives the user some choices. These choices must be made in the beginning with strings, and so he uses ifs to choose, for the user to choose. And then inside he creates the story, just a simple story of riding on a train, a plane, or a hot air balloon. Notice that he made some different choices with some or statements in there to see if the user put in hot air balloon, hot, or balloon even. And then he goes in and creates some more choices, some more of the story, and gives choices for the user as well. He gives the user a choice to answer for the first one with the train, to answer the question with an integer. And then he uses a switch to switch on those different options because he read that they can only switch, that switch only works with integers and characters, not with strings. And so he tests often. Notice that he doesn't make that many mistakes. It's not because he's a great programmer. It's merely because even though he forgot everything he knew before, he is a good reader and he tests often. And really, even though he lost all his memory, he can make less mistakes because it's somewhere back in the recesses of his brain. At least that's what it seems like. And there he goes, his second choice. He is using also integer input, and he's just changing things a little bit. He's copying and pasting there so that he can not have to do everything over and over again. And then he decides, hey, I'm ready to go. I will upload my code to GitHub. I'll commit and push to my repo. Then he decides to follow his own advice and give pseudocode, which is our English definition or English words, and he tells himself that what he can do with his code. He takes the advice of one of his friends and writes code in his pseudocode that will match what he can write with his just from his brain. And then his last one, he uses a character to get input from the user. He's almost done. He's almost satisfied, and he's ready to go. He tests one more time before being totally complete, and then he decides to push one more time, and he's done for the day. Satisfied that he did a good job of branching. Tune in next time when Mediocre Man Miyoshi does some looping.